end of the first half.
That's a great run. That's a great run.
Beautifully done, and Channa nearly scored.
But that's a great run, and it's a great spot from the midfield player and pick out on the pass as well. But he's got between the full-back and the centre-back. He's pulled on the shoulder. Look, that's a great little run there, look. Centre-back there's going, where's he gone? Where's he gone? Where's my man gone?
And again, not surprisingly, the pass came from the captain. He's really good, isn't he, Madhuranga?
Oh, yeah, old yellow boots. That's a great pass.
Now a chance for the Lebanese to put some pressure of their own, but it's been quite comfortably dealt with by this young man in defence. Dinesh Ruvan Tilake hasn't had too much to do thus far on that left flank. Mohammad Asmir onto the captain.
Well played.
Down to the right. Ghafoor Rahim finds Moideen. Channa is one of the options who slipped this one through for Isadeen. It was looking like a promising move, but eventually Channa just didn't have enough left in the gas tank to get up to that. And the offside flag goes up again. Once again defending very, very high up.
Yeah, now that's okay there because the runs were silly. The runs were stupid. They've gone in far too early, and what you do there is let them go. You know, get your communication across the line and let them go. But a few times I think they're getting offsides more by luck than judgment. You know, that is judgment there, but sometimes they're doing it by luck.
Well, this time around it's Lebanon's turn to just concede a silly little free kick here. It's the last few minutes have perhaps belonged to Sri Lanka. They've got the ball, they've got possession, they've started moving it around better. And
yeah, they've got a bit of a pattern going again.
Yes, need to just keep this kind of momentum going in the next 5 minutes. And this time Madhuranga with a very, very ambitious pass. He's allowed his off moments.
Oh, yeah. Bobby Charlton hit a bad pass now and again. Now look at the space he's got. Oh, that's the run. That's the run.
He sends this one up, and there's a lot of players of height. Oh well, there's a little bit of retaliation from Mograbi. That could well be a card. What color is it going to be? Looks like it's red. It's straight red. Now, Lebanon could be in a little bit of trouble as a result of this, Stuart. That was completely unnecessary. Yeah. Emil Rustam, look at him. He's fuming. He's going to have smoke coming out of his ears soon.
Yeah, not a happy bunny there. 13's been a very stupid boy there. Very stupid boy, because what he's done is, the Sri Lanka boy, he's done what he's got to do. He's coming from and won the header. Look, here he is. Look, he comes in and tucks in and he wins the header. What's wrong with that?
Look at him fall, though. I think for a while he couldn't quite make up his mind about what he wanted to do, but he played his games right.
He's out-jumped him. He's out-jumped him there, you know. He's got to look at himself there, the Lebanon boy, and say, if I'd have jumped early there, I could have pinned him in the air, and if I could have got a little flick on, my colleague was away on the far side, and he'd have got in behind the defence.
Well, now this really needs to work in Sri Lanka's advantage, because they've been playing well throughout this game. They've maintained possession for most of this first half, and now they've got this man advantage.
Yeah. Well, how do you play with a man advantage? Some teams can't do it.
Well, the only good news, perhaps, the only silver lining in that dark cloud for Lebanon is that the man who's been sent off is their striker. So they can have other players who can make up for the role that he was performing before that.
Well, it'd be interesting now to see their tactical intention, because if they think a draw's okay, remember they got 3 points from the first game, so they're quite, you know, there's no panic, there's no, you know. So, I mean, they might say now that we'll go for the point, try and nick it on the break perhaps, but we'll go for the point. Right, watch the action there.
Well, this is Kohrani, who's been putting in some good runs down this left flank, and he nearly found Mahmoud there with a good ball.
Yeah, I think they'll set up now 4-4-1. I think they'll set up. Bearing in mind that if it ends like this, a point gives them 4 points and they're in a relatively decent position.
I think that would be right. They'll probably wait at least till, say, the 75th or 80th minute to take stock of what they need to do, and maybe go for a late gamble.
Keep trying to nick it on the break, yeah. Have a late gamble. They know that Sri Lanka are not comfortable defending. You know, keep trying to nick it on the break and with a long ball, and get 2 banks of 4 behind the ball now and play 4-4-1. And be interesting to see what Sri Lanka do now. You know, will they push another man on?
Well, that's another lovely long ball from Madhuranga, which has found its way across to Moideen.
Well played, son.
He's trying to find some space, goes for a shot, but doesn't quite get through. And also, importantly, from Sri Lanka's perspective here, Stuart, they shouldn't change their tactics too much. They shouldn't start thinking about the fact that their opponents are down to 10 men, should they?
No, spread out, use the width, use all the width, spread out, get your wide players on the touchlines, and really make these 10 cover a lot of ground and run them into the ground by using all of the space and moving the ball around the pitch quickly and grind them down, you know, make them really, really work hard.
Absolutely, they've been given this opportunity and they've got to try and cash in, but they've got to do it patiently. They cannot expect it to happen in a jiffy here. I think pretty much the writing on the wall there. Wide players need to try and get some paint on their boots.
Yeah, make the pitch as big as you can. You've got an extra man, you know, and make the Reds cover as much space as you possibly can. Make them chase the ball all over the pitch. Wear them down, you know, and then you'll beat them.
Well, now this time Mahmood, they're putting pressure on Varaka Goda, who's already on a yellow card. He's got to be careful with what he does, especially vis-a-vis remonstrations. Doesn't want it to be 10 versus 10.
He's got beat physically again, though, hasn't he? I mean, that's a routine bit of defending there. You know, get against him, stop him playing forward, make him play backwards. You know, and he's got beat physically. And in the end, he's had to give a corner away, but it was a foul anyway.
Well, they've caused a few problems with these free kicks, have the Lebanese players. 2 minutes of added time, which should make it enough time for a couple of attacks from both ends. But the big question is, will it yield a goal? That's not bad. It's been missed by the goalkeeper, and Lebanon have found that second. Oh, Ali Al-Sadi, he's on a roll this week here in Delhi.
Now, I was just going to say, Deb, when they line up, that line's too high. That line of blue players defending that free kick is too high. You're saying to the man on the ball there, go on, just put it in that zone. Just put it in that zone around the 6-yard box and we'll attack it. Look, that line's too high. They should have actually started on the 6-yard box and said to the goalkeeper, then you deal with anything that comes inside there.
Yes, and again, the benefit there would have been, had there been a player at the near post, perhaps would have been able to offset him.
Yeah, poor defensive organisation. Poor defensive organisation.
It was unfortunate, but the goalkeeper really had absolutely no chance once that ball found itself into space, as Stuart pointed out. So 2-1 lead for them. Lebanon, definitely the team with the advantage now, even though they have got a man sent off. Should make for a very, very fascinating second half as a contest.
Yeah, well, they've got to be brave now. Sri Lanka, they've got to go for it now. You know, the extra man means nothing now.
Asmir has just been caught. In fact, it was the goal scorer, Isadin.
Great ball in then again from the captain into his feet. A lovely fast pass on the grass there. Zipped into his feet and then he's gone for the return.
Well, this is a chance of their own to put some pressure. They don't really have too many players of height. And in any case, their centre-backs haven't gone ahead, but well, what a shot there. Oh, the captain there again. Nearly doing a Roberto Carlos.
That's a great strike. That's a great strike. I was just going to say, now don't be silly. Remember where you are. Look, remember where you are on the pitch. But that's a great strike.
Oh, and actually an outstanding save there by Elias, because he just got his fingertip and took it out of harm's way. And this time he's caught it very nicely too. So those last two moves belonging to the goalkeeper. The final two pieces of action in what has been a very, very action-packed first half. We can definitely right to left. Up against them in red are Lebanon, the team with 3 points behind their back and a chance to go for 3 more this evening as a result of this 2-1 lead that they have. Can they hold on to that lead, or indeed can Sri Lanka make a fist of this in the second half? That will be the big question.
Yeah, noticeable straight away. Look, Lebanon are just saying to her, you can have the ball there. Look, you know, you can have the ball there. We're not going to press. We're a man down and we're a goal up.
Well, it's not bad. Asmir has worked this lovely one too. He's gone for a shot too. It's taken a deflection and just took a wicked bounce in front of Elias. Yes, quite clear what Emil Rustom's instructions have been to his 10 boys on the pitch.
Yeah, drop off. Don't defend the ball till it comes into the middle third.
This is Mahmood, who's quite a dangerous customer up front. But he's been dispossessed quite nicely. This is a good pass which has found its way across to Channa. Channa with a back heel.
Oh, that's a great ball in.
It's been
Oh,
sent in for the striker, Isadin, who's creating quite a nuisance of himself. He's managed to win this ball and eventually wins a throw-in.
he's lively, isn't he, the number 6? He's lively. He works very hard. He works lost causes. You know, he's done well so far. His understanding with Channa has been quite good.
Yes, once again, Channa looking to turn. He's got some support here. Gunaratne eventually posing a little bit of a threat here for Elias with that cross coming in. He's another tricky customer, this young man, Chatura Gunaratne.
Yeah, great turn. Great turn. Look, I'm not sure yet whether that's a cross or a shot. I'm not quite sure there. But haven't they started with enthusiasm against Sri Lanka? They have started with fantastic enthusiasm again. Like they really believe that there's something in this game for them, you know.
And Stuart, fittingly, two of their best passers, both Gunaratne as well as Madhuranga. Their first names in Hindi would mean clever.
Yeah, well, they're living up to that.
Yes. Here he is again, Gunaratne. On to Asmir. Asmir looks up, finds options, finds his captain. Madhuranga goes for a shot from long range. He was really being quite hopeful there, but it has found one of his teammates, Channa, at the end of it. Ruanatilake. Through for Asmir. Once again, Channa. He's got an option inside the box. He's trying to work his way, but he's ended up fouling his man there. Ali Yaqub winning that free kick, which just gives a little bit of breathing room now for Lebanon.
Yeah, they'll like that. They'll enjoy that. Every time they get free kicks, you know, the answer is Sri Lanka, don't give them away. You know, try and play the game at a tempo. Try and get some intensity going. You know, play with pace. Don't give free kicks away. Don't break the game up, because Lebanon will like this game to be as slow and as docile and as, you know, sporadic as they possibly can. Like that. They love that look. Fantastic. Every time they get a free kick, 10 men have a big breather. Take your time, you know, waste a bit of time if you can.
Yes, and a little bit of inexperience once again showing through, which I'm sure Sampath Pereira will be pulling up his defender for. Just need to give away this free kick because Hamza Abood wasn't really going anywhere.
Well, they're all enthusiasm, aren't they, Sri Lanka? And you've got to make sure that enthusiasm comes out the right way. You know, it comes out in, you know, in good energy, not in, you know, giving silly free kicks away and causing yourself problems.
And so far, they've looked very, very vulnerable of these free kicks. Let's see how they cope with this one.
That line's too high again. That line's too high again for me.
Fairly obvious target men. Will it find them? It's almost fallen for one of those. Ali Al-Sadi there was looking for his second goal of the night. Nearly got there as well. This time the shot comfortably collected by Kumara.
Well, that's the point I was making there. There's too much space in behind that line. You know, you're just saying to somebody, go on, put it in there.
This time the Channa with a long ball. Collected by Korhani. There were some appeals for handball, but it was more a case of ball to hand, if at all. This time the offside flag going up against Mahmood. Nearly going into double figures for the night.
He's involved in everything, and the captain. He's taking the free kicks back there and everything. You know, he's involved in everything.
Yes, yet another move from Sri Lanka, looking good. This is Gunaratne. He sent this one in. Just needed to be a little bit more accurate. He didn't factor in the fact that Isadin had put in quite an energetic run, which had taken him far across the penalty box.
Well, also as well, you're not going to score, you know, with one in the box, Deb. You know, you're losing 2-1. The wide player, the far wide player there has got to get in that back post area on that ball. You know, you look at him and he's 15 yards short of where he should be. You know, you've got to get men in the box.
This time a couple of headers come in, but it's still bouncing about. Human pinball. Settles down finally at the feet of Sri Lanka.